The following Earth Angel media presentation is brought to you commercial-free as a gratuity from the sponsor producer named after the show. Please consider their message. Find other high-value shows listed at earthangelproject.com. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Soul Decodes. Join us as we wander off the path to find the ideas that fascinate. We talk about spirituality, the mind, the ego, wellness, and hidden history with tips, travels, and tales. Charms for a better life.
It's episode 52, and welcome to Soul Decodes. I'm with Sarah
52 is a
Tirri.
good number, a deck of cards.
I know, right? It's you're listening to Soul Decodes. I'm with Sarah Tirri, and my name is Dr. Jolie Phillips. Sarah is a prolific author, a thinker, and this is actually your podcast.
And a complainer.
A complainer.
A complainer today. I'm going to complain about the state of affairs with regards to photography.
We had a really spirited discussion last time.
Yes, it was good.
What do you want to cover?
I think you have a compelling argument that we've been taken advantage of by a load of greedy people, and we've had enough. It's like the storming of the Bastille, when you had the king out there and Marie Antoinette is saying, let them eat cake. And the peasants are like, fuck it, we're not putting up with this shit anymore. And they're going to run in and take over. So this has been going on.
This is so fun. This is so fun talking to you because you bring such a different perspective than me.
That was going
on. I
on.
never would have thought of that.
Yeah, that's what happened. They've had enough. The common man, the peasants. It was the uprising of the peasants and they'd had enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So you had some things on your mind. You talked about something about portraits or...
Yes. So I've mentioned that my son got married. So I've been off for 2 podcasts. My son got married and we went to Mexico. So I want to talk a little bit about the wedding. Now, my son and my daughter-in-law are going to listen to this. So I have to just... And they don't know that I feel like this. So my observation has nothing to do with them. They haven't done anything wrong. There's no one to blame, but it's an observation about what a wedding has turned into. But as far as they go, they've been together 11 years, and I couldn't be happier for them. And it was there were beautiful moments that I had. But the larger part of this, did you watch The Godfather in 1973? So the opening scene of that, it's an Italian wedding up in Long Island or something, isn't it? And it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. They're outside, there's music, there's merriment, they're talking, and they're fellowshipping. What this wedding had turned into was a massive photo shoot. So this wedding had turned into a photo shoot. Now, the photo shoot is what you're trying to do is to take photographs in order to create memories. But in order to do that, now you and I have done photo shoots. This is a massive thing in a wedding dress. So the full 4 hours was taken up on just swooshing around and getting the right pose. And then you go through it, and like 1 out of 100, you might be lucky, and then you might get one. Now, the necessity to want to do that, it's weird because you're creating a memory, but what the memory isn't what you were hoping to create, because there was no wedding with fellowship where it was just this massive photo shoot. So that was...
what a great entry to a conversation.
So now, with the modern world, and I'm not saying I wouldn't have done this had I been their age but the social media now wants you to post this beautiful image. And you do this by collecting a load of photographs and posing for them, but it completely robs you of what you should be doing and what that should have meaning. That is fellowshipping and talking, laughing and joking with the people that you are celebrating with. And so I would say just be careful. What memories are you creating? Because it's not an example of what you're. Is this your wedding memory? No, this is a photo shoot memory.
What a fascinating take. And I appreciate that because sometimes I think to myself about podcasts in general. And you and I, we don't even know what we're going to say next. We come up here. And sometimes we're in agreement. Sometimes it's spirited. Sometimes you ask questions that I don't get. And it's just a very cool, very raw, organic dialogue.
Exchanging
Right?
ideas.
Just swapping ideas.
Yeah, that's all we've got.
None of us
We
pretend
exchange
that-
ideas or we go to war.
And
That's
then-
it. That's our choice.
But neither of us pretend to have all the answers. But what I'm alluding to is that there's a certain rawness that makes it so precious to me that when you're not here, I miss it. So there's this, people fancy themselves on like the social media. It's like, oh, I have 30,000 followers. Okay, but if you get a flat tire, how many of them are going to come and help you? Right?
Yes.
There's a certain amount of reality
But
check.
a follower isn't synonymous with a friend to me.
No.
That's just some dude I don't know and will never know.
But if you called me and said, Jolie, can you bring your trailer by?
But that's a friend.
That's a friend. I'll be there in a minute, right? So I think but in terms of the rawness of the experience, you bring up a really good point. And I talked about it in a recent seminar I did with some women entrepreneurs. But being present in the moment is the only time.
That's the only memory.
It's the only time you can execute.
But that is the memory.
Right.
That's what you want to remember. Not getting a load of fucking photographs to say this represents that. What did it represent? Nothing that's authentic and real in the moment. It was just a staged. And I get wanting to have nice photos. I've done photo shoots myself. And I remember doing one with my friend Smokey. This was about 5 years ago. She's passed away since then. And we were sitting outside and she was talking to me and I was going through looking at these photos. And then I caught myself. And it's like, you're missing out on this fellowship with your friend here. And what you're doing is looking for the next photo. Did I get a good one? Because it was a big, formal photo shoot in the house. So I was missing out on the presence, on the one-to-one that was going on. And what was I looking for a photograph for? Is this vanity? Why was this beautiful photograph so important to me that I would forsake that moment with my friend? So I've done it. So I've done it myself. But why do we want a nice photo?
I don't know.
What is it about this? Well, and then calling it memories is weird for me because you're not creating a memory.
Well, this is a really good conversation because I've got bins of photographs like in the garage or in the storage. And how oftentimes do you really dig out the photographs and just sit there? And when
Once
you
a year
do,
or two.
if it's done correctly, to your point, if it's done correctly, you look back with fondness and you say, gosh, like if I'm looking at myself launching rockets with my children, we create the launch sequence, the whole thing, we make the experience, or maybe going to the beach or going to the pool or going to
buying ice cream,
the water
whatever.
park.
Yeah.
It's the memory. I would rather have a photo of a newlywed reading a poem to the other person and them both crying their eyes out. I would rather have that photo than
some contrived
just
nonsense.
Perfect photo op, and
you've dipped the
they have to clean up your
and her veil is here, and you've positioned your chin so it's here, and you've got it's the contrived.
And then they go in
moments.
afterwards and clean up the 5 o'clock shadow, and she's got a zit, so you have to turn.
Oh my! Her hair's coming her eyes.
Right. So my point.
Sweating.
To me, I agree with you.
You're not capturing anything.
I love the rawness.
So I look at the photographs that were taken during my childhood at Hyde Farm, and that's when we went to see our grandparents. It's this beautiful farmhouse, and that was up until the age of 13. And what you got was someone actually going around with a photo, and when you look at the people didn't even know they were being photoed. We're sitting around the Christmas table, we've all got hats on, my granddad smoking a cigar, talking to my mum, and you've captured a live moment. But no one is, going... Like no one, you didn't see what I just did, but I just sat up and
she
did
sat up and did
a
cheesy smile.
But no one was doing that. So, but I think I would rather remember the key moment than having any physical memory of it. Because if my physical memory the photo isn't representing anything that was happened at the time, then that isn't a real memory.
This is a really good...
And photography has just really captured us with Instagram, because Instagram is basically putting photos and videos. If that was just audio, people wouldn't be paying attention. We want to watch good images, and this is someone's life, this was someone's wedding. But there was a lack of reality to it because we were in a photo shoot.
But even every time I'm watching somebody else's image, whether it's a wedding or whether it's podcast or something... I'm watching somebody else's creation. I'm not creating my own image. our own images from within us are the most precious things we can create. And that's the dream and the vision that we should be following. That's a reflection of our divine compass within us. Mm-hmm. So same thing, even as good as your books are, no matter what book I read, I'm reading your interpretation of an experience. Yeah. I'm having a relationship with you, which you're the author. So I'm having a relationship with you and you're telling me a story, which is valuable, but ultimately I'm going to take that story and reflect it against my own stories.
Your own data, yeah.
And I'm going to take my own stories, and maybe my future stories will be biased. So, for instance, you and I, while we're talking, we're in episode 52. We've got a year's worth of weekly episodes. Over the course of the year, somebody's listened to something we've said. They haven't seen us, unless they looked at a picture of us online or something, right? But they haven't seen us. But in their mind, they created pictures.
Yes.
Those are not our pictures for them. Mm-hmm. These are their pictures for them. And now they're driving in their car. They're creating pictures. Like, they're not looking. Nobody's looking at this studio.
But if you look at the podcasts that are really banking and really making money, and there's Diary of a CEO, I can't remember his name. He's a lovely guy, and he has about 12 million people looking. The only reason that's his followers on YouTube, it's 12 million, and that's where he publishes it on YouTube. The only reason that people are looking at that is because there's something to look at. They're not doing that with audio. I prefer audio because I have a sleep beanie. I put it over my head, which is a woolen hat. I cut out all light, and I just have my nose and my hearing, and I go fully immersed into the audio. But a lot of people are captivated by visual images, and that's what Instagram is doing. It's you've got a point in your life where a photo has become this prized thing. And when you're looking at it, you're looking at a beautiful photo of a moment that you created, but it wasn't a spontaneous moment. You weren't in reality. You were just looking at the photo. And I just wonder how much that robs us of an authentic interaction. I think it's not helping.
I think you and I... we're in total agreement on this.
Yeah, so if you're going to have a wedding, just have 10 photos, that's it, and enjoy yourselves.
Well, alternatively, I've seen it before where there's an event. It could be a wedding or it could be anything. Like if we're doing a concert, like if a band's doing a concert, they're going to do a pre-show. So while you're still looking good and not all sweaty, right? And you're going to be playing, and the photographer will take, because that way they can get the up close, the personal, the finger, the fretboard, the keyboard. They can do those shots.
Not the board.
They can get the shots, and they don't have to be. They can be up close and personal.
So if you're having a wedding, do all the photography prior. Get all the shots. You don't have to say to anyone, this could be while you were getting married, but then have the wedding and having no photographs, because then you could actually be in your moment.
That's exactly right.
And I think that's a great solution.
I think that's a balance. That's a balance of both. Yeah. So the wedding, and it's close, like the mom and dad. I mean, unless they're part of the party. If they're part of the party, they show up for the photo shoot. They do all.
Well, there were 20 of us, but it was my son and my daughter-in-law did a lot of private, and then we were inside, and then we were talking. I, as a mother, would have wanted my son and daughter-in-law there, so maybe that has something to do with it. You're out there getting the best photograph because the sun setting on the lake. But for me, I think I felt deprived. But it's their wedding, and it was beautiful and it was lovely. But the onus was on taking a photo. And I think it can rob you of an experience. The Italian wedding, which was the beginning of Godfather, that to me always remains this beautiful scene. And what came after was horrific.
I know, right? Let's just not watch that part.
Exactly.
But let's take this experience and blow it up to the entire world. What does this mean to us as we live our daily lives?
Don't be so busy getting a memory in a photo, because if you're not in the moment, what are you remembering?
I'll buy that.
Yeah.
I'll buy that. So that's the end of the episode then.
That's it. I was thinking, now I've had my bitch.
So, did you have any? I think we might have some rosy questions.
So, the other thing I wanted
to
talk to you about. So, I texted Jolie a couple of days ago, and my son has moved into the house across the pasture. And I had said to you, there's some items outside. So, the previous tenants had left a lot of chicken. I'll get to that in a second. Like big chicken, they're maybe 6x6 cubed, 5x5 cubed, and there was some pots. So, I texted Jolie, and she was going to come and have a look. But since then, I've been thinking about these chickens, right? Because my husband and I went over to have a look at the property, and he says that the people there were probably keeping them to eat. So you're keeping a chicken and you're going to get its eggs and then you're going to eat it. And he said he thought that they might be fighting the male birds. So the male birds are kept there in their own little... And all it is chicken wire and quite poor conditions, about 15 of them. And I wouldn't even want you having those, because even if you wanted that wire... What energy has gone into that? I mean, I do get if you need to eat a chicken, then keep it in a nice condition, then you can get its eggs, right? If that's what... But there was an uncaringness to the way he kept his birds. I don't think that you want any of that wire.
No, thank you for that. I'm very much in alignment with you. This is one of the better episodes. Like, we're in alignment on everything.
They're all good, darling.
You know, right? Well, you know, you and I, prior to this episode, we were looking out... We're in my studio is an upstairs studio, and we're looking out the back. It's a morning shot.
The back, Jack.
And we're looking at the tops of banana trees and bamboo and out at the lake. Well, my lake has got some invasive grass.
It looks very pretty from here, though. It's bright emerald green. It looks like bulrushes, something you'd find Moses in, darling. I like it.
It's actually beautiful. It's a 2-acre lake, but right now I've got some invasive grass. And I don't use chemicals on my property.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yes.
But I have to pull grass,
I've
pull
been
weeds.
pretty good about that, too.
But I manually pull everything, which is crazy. But I do it. But my grass, I'm not going to go in the lake and pull grass manually, because the gator, I don't think, is going to be happy.
No.
So I have to be smarter than the gator. And so there's a thing called a triploid grass carp. A triploid grass carp. And what this is it's a grass carp. It's an invasive species, but it's a triploid, which means it's been neutered. It can't reproduce.
So you put them in there and they're just going to eat
So, but I don't want to put it in there because they're like $70 each. And if it's attached to this, it's going to get away. So I need to build
a dam.
And it's going to be called, it's an aqua fence.
Isn't that a dam, though?
It's
It's where you plug up the water so they can't get out.
Well, I want the water to flow, but the fish not to.
Well, then why don't you put a temporary dam up? So build a dam, keep all the water in, so the fish is in there. He eats all that stuff around the edge. And then after he's done that, well, you'd have to open it up again, because that's what you want. So you'd have to let him go. But he's $70, he's done it. How long does it take him to eat that?
Well, it's going to take many months.
How many fish?
For 2 acres, I need 6 fish.
6 fish for 6 months?
6 fish to live there. For 2 acres, I need, I think, 4
but they're going to swim away. That's your problem.
Right, so I'm going to keep an aqua fence. I'm going to put a permanent fence. But the thing is, it has to,
What is it, a net then that just stops them?
It would be like a fence, like a regular chain link fence, but with a smaller grid.
Yes. Yeah.
So maybe with a 1/4-inch grid. But the thing is, I got to keep them in, but let the water flow in and out.
Yeah, so some scrap metal chicken wire would be good then.
Well, it might be, but I'm not going to go
No,
there.
you're not going to have
because it has to be really structured, because I need it.
Are you going to do it yourself?
Well, no, I can't, because it spans 40 feet.
So you might...
I got a 40-foot...
You've got to call a dock company to put it in, right?
I have to call somebody that can actually drive the posts into the ground.
But the people that build docks would be a good one, because they do that all the time.
They can build the upright and the structure, and that would be cool, because I can actually build a bridge across it. Because I wanted to make a perimeter walk all the way around my property.
Lovely.
So that would be a good opportunity.
To make a bridge. That would be nice.
That'd be a great opportunity.
Visually, it would look lovely.
It would be beautiful.
Yeah, it'd be very romantic.
Because I'd like people, when they come to Phillips Island, to be able to walk the perimeter. And it's a 20-acre lot, so it's a good perimeter.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be beautiful to build almost like a dock, but then under it would be a fence.
You keep the buggers in. Keep eating. I want a weed-free environment.
I know. Well, I wouldn't normally do this, but these are invasive species for the grass.
Well, why are they invasive, though?
Where
do they naturally get? Do they live in the Everglades? This carp is somewhere around.
I don't know where. I've only been at this property for 7 years.
Where'd you get them from?
The grass?
No, the carps.
Oh, the carp. I mean, the Florida Wildlife Service has them, and I just have to demonstrate to them, because it's not a free market. I have to demonstrate to them that I have a fence in place that's going to keep them from getting out in the wild, even though they're neutered. and then I have to go get a license to buy the fish and put them in my
So this is all
pond.
the restrictions we were talking about in the last podcast.
Yeah,
Now you can't even put a fucking fish in.
I know.
your
I want to
pond.
get a neutered fish and put them in my 2-acre pond.
And how many bloody hoops am I
Can't
going to
even
jump
do it.
through?
So, but I'll get it done. But I don't want to use chemicals, so I'm getting a neutered invasive fish to eat the grass that's an invasive grass.
Yes.
So I'm trying my best to normalize.
Now, how did the invasive grass get here?
I don't know.
But how do you know it's invasive then? Why isn't it just part of the Everglades?
Because
I have this grass in my pond.
People smarter than me know it. I mean, I'm not a botanist. I don't know one grass from another.
But if it's growing here of its own volition, then why is it invasive? It's just chosen that it can grow here because that grass is all around Florida. How's it invasive?
You live in Florida, girl. Every family here is invasive.
I've got everything. I don't want you, so you're invasive.
I mean, I was born in Michigan, so I'm invasive. So I don't know.
You just want the fucking grass to be gone.
I just want my lake. I want a clear lake.
Yes.
And I want it to look beautiful.
Yes. And have a bridge over it.
But I've got some really beautiful, the native plants are going to be choked out.
Yes. So lilies would be lovely.
So I want the native, I've got some beautiful those pods. What are they called? The iris, not the irises, the lotuses. I've got beautiful lotuses out there that if I let this grass go too far, they're going to be choked out.
You're looking for a bougie lake out there. You don't want some old redneck lake.
It's a pretty lake, yeah. But I'll have a redneck throw a line out there.
But what you're going to do, you're going to put the fish in. The fish are going to eat it. They're going to enjoy a meal, and then the fish will look lovely.
And then I'll call my redneck friend, and he can eat this fish.
No, they're $70 each, darling. You can't. No, you'll sell them as food. No, I know that you're kidding me.
No, it's not. I'm not going to sell them.
You just have them swimming around.
They'll just swim.
Yeah,
they're going to get.
You could put a little bow on them.
Well, just like koi. Koi are
my
basically.
My brother had koi.
Koi are basically goldfish, right?
Yes, giant goldfish.
But they grow as big as the lake will permit.
Yes.
So if you put them in a pond, they'll grow as big as the pond permits.
Well, it depends how much you feed them. My brother had them in a pond that's about the size of this rug. So this is probably about 10 feet by 12 feet.
10 by 12, yeah.
And he had, I don't know, about 20, and they grew enormous because he kept feeding them. They didn't need much room. I mean, they were 18 inches long, some of them. Beautiful.
I think they're the coolest thing, except for raccoons.
You like raccoons or don't?
No, but if you have raccoons, they're going to eat those fish.
Oh, that would be hilarious. If you had all these fish and a raccoon came in and went like that.
I mean the koi.
So out in, I have a pond on the other side of the fence, and it's a beautiful pond, and it's overgrown now, so perhaps I'll put some fish in it to eat it all, because it would be nice to see it. And an otter moved in, and about a year prior to that, I'd stocked it and I put 50 bass in, 50 bream and 50 catfish. I think it was catfish. It might not have been, but there was a third one. And I had turtles in there. I let my kids' turtles go into the pond. And this otter moved in. And I just loved him, his appearance, and he was a cheeky little thing. And I just watched him for about 10 days eat 150 fish, right? And he would be on his back and he'd be swimming around and he'd be eating it. It was like a cartoon. And then he'd just toss the bones. And then an alligator would come in at night, and then the birds would be flying around. And this otter just took out 150 fish. Then I never saw him again. He went on to the next pond. And I just thought that was hilarious, that this animal finds, and it's like a buffet for him, a fully stocked pond, and he was just lying around floating, eating on his back. It was such a caricature.
You know what's
funny?
And
just throwing these discarded, and then going in and getting another
it's
fish,
almost like
going on his back, and then
it is a character. It's almost a cartoon caricature.
It was almost taking it. It was so funny to watch.
I think you just described the cover of this episode.
An otter just having this fish lying there, looking up at the sun, just
and then
swimming.
we can make it with the little lily pads and the that would be.
Let's do it.
That'd be a good image.
Yeah.
Okay, remind me because.
But the fish can. Nature will find a way. I couldn't protect those 150 fish. The otters.
Well, what's interesting? Well, I mean, if you think about it, you actually by introducing all those fish, you put the pond out of balance.
Yeah, probably did, right?
And the otter's
like, well, I'm going to get it back in balance.
I'm going to put it right back in balance, right? But when I first moved here, this is the first year we were here, I saw the grass was a little bit tall, but I saw this little arch. I just saw this arch. Right. And it was because it was just breaching the top of the grass. And I thought, is that a snake? What is that? And I saw two of them.
Could have been a moccasin.
It looked like, I thought it was a moccasin or something. And then it broke into the open, and there were two otters.
Beautiful.
And they're so cute. They're adorable.
Oh, that's they're like a
They're so darn
toy.
cute.
Yes, and those eyelashes.
They're so darn cute.
Yeah.
You want to shoot them, right?
Want to kebab them.
You want to thump them with
I
a...
would have eaten my one because he would have packed on a few pounds, that boy, after it.
Do you ever, when you were growing up, do you remember Whack-A-Mole, the game Whack-A-Mole?
Yes, I remember it was at Chuck E. Cheese. I used to take my children to Chuck E. Cheese, and they had this hammer, and they would just be whacking on this light that would burst up.
I feel like that's my life sometimes.
Yes, that would be.
There's people, it's like you thump them and they just keep coming back. You just thump them.
You should just get them out of your life.
Well, I mean, at this point, I just...
If they're that much of a nuisance to your well-being, then that wouldn't be a person you'd want in your life particularly, right?
Oh, I don't have any problems. I just ask them questions they can't answer, and they go away by
And then you
themselves.
whack them on the head.
They go away by themselves.
I said it's quite draining.
No, it's easy.
Is it? Okay.
To me, it's fun.
Is it? Okay, you're using it as sport.
It's a sport.
Oh, if I have to play whack-a-mole with my day, that's not good.
No, Whack-A-Mole. No, but if you ask, if people are being ignorant in your face...
I don't surround myself with people.
No, but you don't have to, because you could just ask them, just skillfully ask questions that they can't answer, and they'll go away.
Why would you do that? Wouldn't that be expounding unnecessary energy?
No, it's fun.
Okay.
To me, that's sport. It's literally sport. It's a game.
Well,
it's a game.
I'm going to get my kicks below the waistline, baby.
You can do that. But no, to me it's fun but what I like to do is just...
I've done it to people on the phone when people have called and they're just trying to sell you something, and I've been in a pissed off moment. I've engaged them and kind of fucked around a bit. Nothing terrible, but I wouldn't want to use that as sport, but that's fair enough.
Okay, so let's do that. Like you call me on the phone and you're trying to sell me. What are you trying to sell me today? What are you trying
A fire extinguisher.
Well, I mean, I can go to the store and buy fire extinguishers.
You can operate this from your car. If you were to drive home, the house is on fire, you can just get all the extinguishers that will go off immediately.
Okay, so you're going to tell me all about this and the benefits and stuff. And then I'm going to say to you, it's like, you have so many skill sets. Is this something you dreamed about growing up, selling fire extinguishers?
I would say none of your business. I'm just here to sell you a fire extinguisher. Don't ask me any questions.
I understand. So that's fine because you closed the door, and I would say to you, because all I'm gonna do is address your behavior.
So I'm calling you. You haven't called me for the service. I'm just cold calling you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And you're cold calling me,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have fun.
Yes, if Smokey did that as well. Ray does that to some degree.
just
Ray will
have
get
fun.
on the phone and stuff.
I would say, is selling fire extinguishers something that you were born and you just had a passion for?
But why would you have someone pull you into their world when you've got other things to think about? I'm not going to give you a moment longer than I have to if I want to be thinking about someone else. So I just say thank you, but no thanks. Have a nice day. That's all I say. But I wouldn't want to engage because you've already taken enough time from me.
Yeah, but I don't see it that way.
No.
I'm talking to a divine sovereign.
Oh, so you're seeing the person trying to sell you this in-home fire extinguisher system as a divine sovereign.
How does somebody go from being a 5-year-old playing on a playground to selling in-home fire extinguisher systems?
So your curiosity wants to get to know that person.
Seriously.
So it's not just fun.
No.
There's some need to identify
I
to
wanna
another
know. It's
human.
like
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, and so I'm going to have fun with it. I'm not... And, maybe in the future, but if the guy is going to be a jerk to me, or the girl, if she's going to be a jerk, then I'm not going to buy fire extinguishers. I might still decide to have fun. I might decide to be busy.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's me. But I want to know the person. I want to know, how is it that you came to do, how is it that you're in a place in your life where you're doing cold calls to me about fire extinguishers?
Do you see that as not a good use of their life? Is there compassion motivating this question then with you?
I'm curious. They might have said, my father died.
They might say, I love it.
My father died in a fire, and this is my life mission. Well, I respect that. How can I help you? Tell me more about your business. I want to tell people about you. Right? I can take that and I can magnify that person's efforts.
Right.
I'm doing this as a tribute to my dad.
Yeah.
Who died in a fire.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. I'll help you.
I'm going to have to ask more questions then.
Well, I think it's fun because, it's the old Chinese thing. It's the more people I meet, the more I learn.
Right, okay, so you're using it to network in a way. I haven't really thought about that.
Well, I'll use it to network too. they might say to me, well, I'm doing fire extinguishers because I'm a single parent and I just got to pay the bills. But my passion really is dance.
Yeah.
Or I'm a singer. I'm looking for a band to sing in.
And then you'll see whether she's right for a band.
Where
that
are
you're
you?
doing.
I'm right here in Claremont.
Yes,
what kind of music?
Yeah, so you're integrating everything.
Yeah, I'm fact finding.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, okay, I'm not going to have a touch point with respect to the fire extinguishers, but maybe there's another touch point.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of looking.
Yeah,
at it.
maybe that. Maybe
I
she's
have to give
attached.
them more than a no. Then just talk to them for a minute.
This is not. It's about a relationship that I don't have yet.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to do is just open the door for a relationship. If the person's a jerk to me, then that answers the question. You don't qualify for a relationship with me.
Yes, if you're a jerk. Yeah.
If you're a jerk.
Yeah.
But as long as you're kind and I ask you the story and you tell me the story, and it's like, I'm a single parent, I'm looking for options. Well, what are you good at? Well, I'm really good at tech, or I'm really good at social media, or I'm really good at shadow writing. Or,
Yes, that's very, very sweet, actually. So you're looking to make their life better by sharing ideas and resources.
Yeah.
And I believe that everything happens for a reason. I mean, I fundamentally believe that.
Mm-hmm.
So this person has your attention and you picked up the phone. So maybe broaden that spiritual perspective, and that there could be something more than just them selling this and me saying no. You're making it something. You're making the potential for something more expanded.
If there's something there.
If there's something there.
But I'm not going to waste my day. I'm not going to spend an hour on the phone. Mm-hmm. But I am going to push that a little bit and see if they have a proclivity towards entering my world beyond a fire extinguisher.
It was funny. I was at Lakeshore gas station putting some gas in, and I went in to pay for it because I wanted to pick up some ciggies. And then this guy said to me, "What do you name your car?" And then I said I couldn't tell him, and he laughed at that. And he said, "Why can't you?" And I said, "It's too gangster." And he said, "Well, I can't tell you what my car is either."
You got to tell me the name of your car.
I can't.
What?
No, I will not.
Okay, I'm not going to.
I might not. Let me consider it. But I just want to get back to the point that there was a rapport and a chemistry with him that was right out the gate. And it was quick firing back and forth and just floods of laughter at the end of it. And
but that's
I loved
beauty.
that.
But
that was beautiful.
So that's my point exactly. It could be the coolest thing. I've had someone.
It was.
I could be walking into the Costco or BJ's or whatever, just walk in, and somebody's walking out. Like one of my best friendships, I was walking into the gym. This guy, Kevin, was walking out, and I commented on.
Is this Kevin that I've met who comes to your soirees?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. He's
great
animated.
Guy.
Yeah.
Oh my, he's energy.
Yeah,
he's a ball
great.
of energy. He's really smart though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
But I just commented on his. I think it was Robin. She commented on his T-shirt or his hat he was wearing or something, and we just started being friends.
Yeah.
Just from a stupid T-shirt or a hat,
that's
whatever.
Lovely.
And so I'm always leaving the door open for people that can enter my world. And they might enter like
So spiritually then, I really like how this is going. So spiritually, everything happens for a reason. Don't know what that reason is.
So.
And that you bump into, so that could be a divine encounter. You came out the doors and you met in the parking lot. I've heard you, there was one event that you went to and that happened early in the morning. You came in the wrong way or something and ended up being a minute late, but it was great because you met someone in the parking lot. So for me, you're actually choosing to see this as a divine encounter. Well, whether something comes from it or not, but if it does, then and if everything happens for a reason, that is the part of the matrix which is already working, that this person is appointed to your life in this moment. Well, I came to you because it was reference from someone else that you'd met. Had she not gone to the plant exchange, I wouldn't know you. So to me, that was a divine encounter.
I was just going to say that.
Right out the gate.
I was just going to say that. You're one of the most special people I've ever had in my life. And it came because of a chance encounter at a plant exchange. Mm-hmm. And I was putting plants in my trunk and a girl came up to me and asked me, "Hey, you're the doctor, the holistic doctor, can you help me?" And yours and my friendship came from that conversation.
Yeah. So be open to that more.
I'm very open. And
No, me. I'm talking about I should be more.
Oh, okay.
But I'm a bit of a recluse. I do a lot of writing. So that I don't have, but if I'm going to talk to someone that's trying to sell me something on the phone, I'm going to have to ask them a question now. I'm going to engage them.
But you can take your writing to the next level by the one thing. Like if you asked one simple question and they said some simple answer, throughout the day, you might be chewing on that going, wow, what an interesting idea or perspective, or what an idea for a smart book, or, just sometimes just a little spark from a complete stranger can completely change the course of your writing, your outlook. It can change everything.
Just be, it could be as simple as that. They say one beat of a butterfly's wing could just do something exponentially on a ripple effect right across the planet. So you never know, and that's very beautiful. You just don't know. My dad used to have this really funny saying, is you never know what ducks come off ponds. And I thought, well, what the fuck does that mean? But I knew what he was getting at. And you never know what can happen whenever, at any moment.
Which I think is very exciting.
It is exciting.
And so so when there's a chance call, now I will say, most of the time I get, like, my prefix for my cell phone is up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, so it's 734 area code.
Right.
I know a lot of people up there, but they're not calling me. But every single day I get 2 or 3 calls from 734, and that's why I have a voicemail, because I'm not taking that call, right?
Right.
Because I know it's some robot dialing my phone to talk to me about my next insurance or whatever. And so I'm not taking that call. But if there's a legitimate person, because I try to just say, okay, there's a transaction here selling smoke systems or whatever, or extinguisher systems. But I always try to keep the human element in, that there's another beautiful divine sovereign on the other side. They may be at the end of their wit. They may need that blessing or the interaction that I can offer them, the kind word. They may need me, just if nothing else, than to encourage them with this, to be an encouraging system, right? Yeah. So, and I know you fancy yourself recluse, a recluse that writes books, but you're anything but that. Everybody that meets you leaves a better person.
Oh, that's so lovely to hear.
Everybody that meets you
that's
is
so
like,
nice.
just loves having you in their world. So.
Yeah. But being a writer, I spend a lot of time listening to lectures and writing and thinking. And so what you do, you're much more out there in the world. You meet a lot of people.
Yeah, but I do like being alone. So don't get me wrong.
You said that in the Flying Solo. I think that was
episode 49. Love being alone.
And that's, one of my friend Smokey gave me this birthday book, and it's this fucking brick of a book, and it's got your tarot card, your astrology, your numerology. It just does all the sacred arts that, some of us take seriously and some of us don't. And I was quite happy. And she gave it to me when I was probably about 40, 45. And it said my tarot card was the Hermit. And when I looked at that, I had this relief came off me. So, good. It's not just me being antisocial then. I am a hermit. And it gave me, I thought, good, I can relax in my need for solitude and with what I do. Because writing is a singular pursuit. You're just sitting down. Now I've got sitting down with Desmond, talking to Desmond.
You're so funny. My tarot card is like this aviatrix flying an airplane like this.
So what would that be? Oh, my God. I would see you as the Fool in the tarot deck. And but it's not what you think. It's not what you think, darling.
I have to change the cover.
It's the worst term for it, because it hasn't. The word fool is negative, right? I kind of think of fool, silly person, but it's not that at all. It's this person's out there with a knapsack on, and then there's a dog, and then he's just going along his business, beautiful in the world, forging ahead, but he's right on the precipice of a cliff. But he has no idea he's on the precipice of this cliff. He is just la 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 on his way, and that's what the Fool is. And it's number 1 in the tarot deck. It's the first one, or it might be the 0. And it's just the whole tarot deck is based around that, the Fool's journey. And we're out there and we're living with danger all around us, but this guy's not aware of it. He hasn't seen it. He's not freaking out. He's just on his journey.
It's fascinating. And first of all, I have to say, I've been called a fool by better people than you.
Well, I think you are a fool for not thinking I'm the best of them all.
So, well, this is good. So you listened to 2 episodes. I don't know if you listened. I think you listened.
Yes, I did. Yes.
So what were some of the thoughts and feelings you had not being in the room with me?
I loved listening to it because I didn't have to listen to myself.
Interesting. Wow.
Yes, I don't like listening to myself.
I like your voice way better than mine.
Yeah, I much prefer listening to you. So it was lovely. I had that on and I was cleaning and I was listening. When I listen to my voice, I get irritated. So that was a nice experience.
Was there anything that surprised you?
Well, it surprised me that you actually did it and pulled it off, and you sounded really professional.
Oh, wow.
And I like the fact that you're encouraging people. That's the theme.
Encouraging
them to be
I did not listen.
sovereigns.
I did not listen to my episodes. I recorded them and sent them.
Yeah, you don't need to. You participated in them.
But what I didn't perceive encouragement. But I guess that's just part of my nature.
Yeah,
but
it's what you do. You're encouraging and uplifting, and then you're giving information and sharing ideas. But it's always, you're nurturing. You said at the beginning of this podcast that you want to write a book on leadership. And I definitely feel that you're leading people. And then you're leading them by sharing ideas and knowledge. And then you picked the themes that you wanted to and ran with that. I think it's great. I really enjoyed it. I miss participating.
I missed you
like
too.
It?
No, I missed you. I mean, to me, the subject matter, I think I need to redo Studio 17, but I have too many other projects going on to redo it. So right now, this is my primary podcast. I enjoy this podcast, but I still consider it, like I like you to take the leadership on it because my mind is busy with other things. So I don't mind.
Well, that's what I want from you as well. My mind's busy with other things. So we just come in together and we just talk about whatever is relevant to us in that moment.
And you and I make this happen. So this, to me, when you're here, is very lightweight. This is super lightweight. It's fun. It's easy. I look forward to it. Going alone is, with this subject matter, with this, which is Soul Decodes or spirituality and stuff, it feels a little bit empty without you because you bring to the mix kind of that the discussion about the spirituality and the mindfulness and stuff.
26 years thinking about.
I mean, because that's your thing. I mean, you're deep into it.
And now I've got an AI telling me what to think about it.
Yeah, so that kind of leaves me a little bit vacant. Like there's this vacancy here when I'm doing that by myself. But with Studio 17, I could talk about anything I want, anytime I want. Deep solo, have guests, whatever. And I think it'll be.
I can do that reading. I could do. Yeah. I think I did the Mirror World, which is about a 40-minute episode, and that was reading a whole book out. If I can do it from a script, I think that to sit and talk about something that is quite intense.
So I want to open up something. We've had somebody contact us recently, just one that wanted to be on our podcast. Can you see a situation where maybe we would pull up another microphone?
Yes, absolutely.
So what are your thoughts around that? Because we're just talking.
I wouldn't have any thoughts around it. We show up, we should meet this lady. So she's said that she would like to meet us and we should do that. When you get back from Washington State, let's do that. And then have her in, because if you're going back to things happen for a reason, then why not? This is someone, and she bothered to write in and say that she really enjoyed the show. She said what she was. And I love the fact that she said that she was aligning energy. And that's very interesting, because what I'm writing and what the AI is telling me about and what I'm writing about is to be in alignment with your future self. And that's a whole different podcast, and I can talk more about that. But she's talking about alignment, because your future self is already in the quantum field. And then you have to raise your frequency to what you would feel like if that was happening, and then you step into it. So alignment is this word that's just been buzzing around my head for 2 weeks.
It's funny you say that, because a central theme that I've been with the past month, I've met with my entrepreneur groups, both online and in person, and even one major event in Orlando. A central theme has been the discussion of you getting peaceful and listening to your future best self pull you in that direction.
Yes.
Where there's this beautiful person that's got your self-interest, your future self, your highest and best self, doing the best things you can do for the right reasons, and getting to a place where you let her pull you forward to the direction she's going.
Yes.
Because she's the one that's guiding you to your where you're going.
But the implication, that's not a bad way of perceiving it, and I like it, but the implication to this quantum field is that the person that you want to be, with all the resources and everything that you have envisioned in your view of what you're going to become, it's already there. It's already there in its wave potential. You haven't collapsed the waveform yet. You collapse the waveform by creating yourself to be the person that you would be if that was happening, and that isn't them. That's not the future pulling you. That's you stepping into it. I mean, it's right there.
That's what I'm saying.
And pulling it for me, when I envisioned that my future self is pulling me, it gives me distance, time, and space, and it's not instant. There's a journey involved in that, and that you're pulling me. But alignment is aligning with the frequency that would open up that quantum field for you immediately, and you get there a lot quicker than you think.
I'll go there. You nailed it, because when I say that, the first thing somebody has to do, when I even mention your future best self in your highest and best potential, all I'm doing is I'm giving you permission to create the imagery.
Well, it's the word future because it implies time and
there's
space.
A time.
So I wouldn't use that word because it's there now.
But I'm talking to somebody in a three-dimensional realm.
Yeah.
So that's their point.
I'm going into quantum realm.
That's their point.
The quantum realm is that this is right here. Every potential exists in this matrix.
You and I are here, and we're in the quantum space. I'm talking to a group of people, so I have to speak to them in the language.
Okay.
I have to speak in a language that they understand.
Going to comprehend. Yeah.
So you create an image of your future best self in the highest potential. Now you've created the image. Now you move towards the image. That's a three-dimensional discussion that, yes, we're functioning in the field, but when you're talking to somebody who doesn't understand that language, then you have to talk about it within the
language construct. That you're using implies something that being within the quantum field doesn't imply. So in the quantum field, your future self, there's no such thing as time. That it's just not there.
You are your future self.
And you have to understand what you're thinking about, discipline your mind, and that is just moving your focus around. So it's not a big thing, but you've got to watch where your focus is, and your focus has to be a high vibrational focus. And if you can hold that vibration, then the quantum field, the wave function collapses, and what you've envisioned in your imagination is right there. And it was said in a Christian would say, God knows the beginning, the middle, and the end. Well, yes, he does, because whatever created this matrix has designed this. And when we're in this quantum realm, and we're creating what we want to be by embodying what that looks like, and then the mirror is reflecting. So if I want to have a beautiful reflection in the mirror, I've got to take care of my appearance, but it starts with me first, because it's always a reflection. So look at the reflection of your life and get yourself to the frequency that this is what you would feel as if it was happening, and then that follows. And we've got it backwards. We're not playing whack-a-mole with external reality at all. We're creating it in our minds. And then that's why we were given imagination by God. It's to create our future self, but it's nothing to do with being in the future. This is available now.
So this is fascinating, and I'm going to let you put a bow on this, because you opened up this discussion talking
with chicken cages.
Well, no, you opened up with photography.
Oh yeah, the chicken cages came after the photography. So, yes.
And you add this. You expressed this level of frustration. Now, based on what you just said, can you put a bow on it by tying it back to the photography?
No, I think they're two completely separate things.
Well, because I want to introduce the idea. I'm going to ask you to. I've been saying this for a year since you've known me, to open your mind up to discussions about Tartaria.
Yeah.
Okay. When I look at an old photograph of anything, I immediately have to look at that and consider, number one, is it true or false? Is this a legitimate photograph, or is it CGI, or did somebody make it up? Number two is, if it was legitimate, is it something that actually happened in the past? You can make an argument that it's in the future. In the quantum, that might be in the future, right? But I'm going to ask you, I'd like to send you some things about Tartaria and have you look at them. My lunch break, the guy that does my lunch break, he really goes deep into Tartaria. But I want to have a discussion about that, because I think it begs the question about what is existence, who are we, why are we here, and what is this multidimensional aspect of us? What's the relevance of these things that look like they're in the past? Maybe they were there, maybe not, but what's the relevance for them?
That's kind of sweet, actually. So we'll talk about that. Let's do Tartaria for the next episode. But just as I was pulling in your gate, Donovan came on singing his song Atlantis. I thought that was funny.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah. That, and just as I pulled into your gate, and it made me smile, because very you.
You know what? Maybe I wonder if somebody covered that song, and then we can put it as an intro to this show.
Oh, you've got to listen to it.
Well,
Atlantis
can
by
you send it to
Donovan.
me?
Yeah, I can just go onto YouTube and
So
send you the link.
I'm going to make the cover. I'm going to make it the otter
Oh, yeah.
eating a
Listening
fish.
to a Donovan tune
Just
in
like
Atlantis.
he's got in his hand. He's going to have like a Mai Tai in one hand. So,
Good.
okay, y'all. Hey, thanks for joining us for a laugh
It's been
on Soul
wonderful.
Decodes, and have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Yeah,
Sarah.
sounds good. Have a lovely trip.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Soul Decodes, a feature presentation, airs every Friday on the Earth Angel Media Network. This episode of Soul Decodes is sponsored and produced by Live Pure. Optimize your life by taking your health to the next level. Listen now to learn how Live Pure will make your world better.
Live Pure is an American-based distribution system of online portals that give discounted access to clean, potent, natural, and ethically sourced healthy solutions for fat loss, muscle gain, immaculate skin care, immune system support, whole body cleanse, physiological balance, and performance support for athletes of all ages. Live Pure handpicks the best products and nutrients from world-class companies, always adding to their quickly growing wellness lineup that now includes Korean skincare, medical-grade nutraceuticals listed as pharmaceutical alternatives in the physician's desk reference, and healthy coffee that rivals the world's best, but for only about $1 per cup. Soul Decodes listeners looking for vitality, youth, beauty, and better health can get 25% off retail by visiting livepure.com/Sarah Tirri and signing up for free as a preferred customer. If you are a content creator, influencer, or home-based entrepreneur looking for worldwide cash flows from the emerging gig economy, Live Pure's state-of-the-industry brand partner affiliate program can bring you up to 7 different payment vectors as bonuses. As a content creator aligned with Live Pure and Earth Angel Media, you will enjoy massive co-marketing benefits, including a cutting-edge website that is personally branded to you or to your business. Sign up as a brand partner at livepure.com/Sarah Tirri, or drop us a note at connect@earthangelproject.com to get more information.